Internet. Let there be internet. Internet. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Greetings.
Yeah. Really?
A salutation.
That's very interesting. Do tell us about your weekend. No. Huh. Get out. Except don't. Stay in. It's a new expression.
All right.
Yeah.
Got my telephone. Got a text message from Mackie. He's not going to be here.
Yeah.
Boo.
YouTube. Bamcast.
Got an email telling me that
Th-
what I'm
Yeah.
doing right now is happening.
Yep.
That's
I
exciting.
appreciate that.
It's true. This is happening.
Yep, I could see it.
I mean,
Holy shit.
based on your conception of, or perception of reality. I guess you could have a conception of reality. Yeah, it's reality. Likes it like that.
Wait,
There's a tweet. Is that what
Yeah.
that noise was?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was me saying tweet.
Let me look for this tweet, and then I can
I will tell
retweet it.
the Discorders about it as well.
Oh, look. There it is.
Good idea.
Let me retweet to followers and also favorite for no reason whatsoever.
It helps.
Does it? We don't know how, but
Yes.
it does help.
Some people see
Something.
things differently.
Right. Yeah. They're fucking woke AF. Like
Yeah,
like Neo style.
right. All right.
I'm going to like it from all of my accounts.
What?
Bam.
Oh, I see what you
how
did
many
there.
accounts do you have?
I only have personal control of 3,
Oh.
plus no quarters and Bamcast. But look, there is a message in the Discord from Chuck.
Mm-hmm. I told people to watch us. They will continue to not watch us and instead talk about anime.
Yeah,
Anime.
it gets weird up in the Discord.
We're not fans of
It
May.
sure does.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah. Them Discorders.
Hey, come to the Bad Movie Fiends Discord and never say anything about our show, please.
Yes, never interact with our product in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. But then 3 weeks later, act like you did and reference something that we have no idea what you're talking
Right. Hey, y'all remember when you said that thing? No,
No.
it's been far too long.
We are living in a different timeline now.
Remember episode 285 when you said this thing about that thing that contradicts the thing you just said? Afraid not, Chief.
Holy shit, I'm drinking like a hollow pepper.
Whoa. How does that? How does it not just pepper out all over the place?
This is why the doctor wouldn't get on
Same
the
way your
goddamn
Arizona tea
transporter.
doesn't just disappear.
Doctors know better than to get on a goddamn transporter.
Oh shit!
Holy shit, it's in a different zona than Arizona.
Oh.
What? Adventures of drinking with virtual backgrounds? Space indeed.
Well, nobody's here. Let's get started.
Fantastic. That's just the way I
I
like
guess
it.
if we're okay, I'll join in on the space theme.
Hey, space!
Space Woodsman.
Well, there's some woods directly below what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's saying he's probably that beardy guy that everyone thinks is that guy from the Clone Wars, but it's
Yeah.
really just BJ off being the Woodsman, which is his code name in the Rebel Alliance. The Woodsman. Ted Woodsman from
Yeah.
accounting.
From accounting. Yeah.
Yeah.
There he goes. Got a space name and everything.
Space name and everything.
Does he? He does. Oh,
Splendor, man. I get it. There's indoor in there. Smells more like outdoor.
Wait a minute, I messed that up anyway. There we go.
What?
I was thinking space Slender Man indoor
Right.
scrunched in there.
Sure.
And so I ended up with Splendor Man, but I think that's a bridge too far, so I just changed it to Slendor Man.
Okay.
Because
Fair
the
enough.
Ender
Fine.
Man or Slender Man was like a woods weird thing wearing a suit, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know anything about anything.
He was totally made up by an internet forum.
Yeah. I believe there's a documentary about him on the new HBO thing, which we're probably going to talk about. So we should get to that whole talking about it since nobody's here. So that's the way we like it.
Yeah.
Privacy.
Let's-
to have a little chat.
Let's self-indulge ourselves.
So
Yeah.
There's a person.
Little podcast. What?
Where's the person?
there's a person in the chat,
Another person in the
whatever
chat?
direction your chat is.
Oh. Okay. Well, then the viewer count thing is just wrong, but it's YouTube, so who'da thunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? They even responded that they're a person.
Excellent. That's,
Well, as long as you were a person.
that's my favorite quality in a person. All right, let's do this. Man, that was a good clap. All right, welcome to the Bamfcast Variety Hour episode.
Hey,
It's the Variety
8?
Hour. Starring
All
us.
right.
9? What number are we on? 9.
8.
8. 7. 6.
8.
8.
8.
We don't know. We don't know.
Ocho.
We don't know numbers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the Ocho.
Sure. I'm Harlow.
Mm-hmm.
Mackey's not here, so
I'm BJ.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm Chuck.
Yes, we are Mackey-less tonight. It is now a rare thing that we have both teams at full strength when we do this, but we
Well, the basketball show ended, so he had nothing else to talk about.
correct, yeah. Yes, it truly was the last dance for all of
Yes.
us.
Yes.
But yeah, we're just here. We're not doing our normal thing. We're just in quarantine. We are saving up the movies until we are back, able to enjoy them all together. And in the meantime, it's just a random sort of second half a palooza, whatever we want to talk about. What have we been watching? How have we been trying to stay sane in quarantine? Because we should still be
Yeah.
in quarantine, and we are. So there's that. So who
Who's
has
got stuff?
who has things? Well, I mean, I could.
BJ watched
I,
the
I was
2020.
going to say I could continue on, but I did all the intro stuff. So someone, please go.
Well, I mean, as you said, I watched a 2020 movie. You guys talked about this last week, right?
John
Harlan
Henry,
and I did.
if that is what you're
Yeah.
referring to, yes.
Yeah. I guess Mackie didn't manage to see it by the time the cast came around. Okay, well,
Yep.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about it that you guys didn't cover, I imagine. I will say I was kind of disappointed. I only had like 10 minutes to hype it up in my head, but I was like, it's got Ludacris, it's got Terry Crews. Let's fucking go. And the first act of that movie hyped me up for the second and third acts of that movie as well. But I really feel like it kind of the direction and the style got in the way of delivering a satisfying ending to me, even though there was some cool kind of fun stuff in it. Ludacris had a metal jaw, which is awesome.
I particularly like that his beard went around it to accommodate. It was like a normal beard line on this side, but then it was like, well, I need equal amount of hair on this side, so let me just go around the metal jaw with a thing that's not,
It was that was cool as shit, but it kind of I feel like it had an identity problem. It didn't really know what kind of movie it wanted to be, whether it wanted to be like a Western or kind of a blaxploitation feeling movie, or a hip hop and gangsters movie, and all of those kind of crashed into each other at once in the second and third acts, and it just didn't pan out as great as I thought it could be going in and in the like first act lead up. But I will say there were some really good acting performances, like that first the first act. There was some really good heartfelt stuff out of Terry Crews and the guy who played his father. I don't remember his name.
Ken Foray.
Ken Foray, thank you. And I enjoyed it. I gave it, I think, 2.5 stars, subject to revision. Maybe might bump it up to 3 stars on Letterboxd. But yeah, it just left me at the end, left me feeling kind of like just kind of off a bit. Like, you know, I liked how the movie ended. I liked where they went. I just didn't really like how they got there. Soundtrack was kick-ass. I really enjoyed the music in that in John Henry. But I don't know, it just felt a little weak, which is surprising because Terry Crews was acting his ass off the whole time. And yeah,
it's got to be hard to not act like Terry Crews, to not just be super hyped and gregarious all the time, because he had to really dial that back. Yeah.
You could see it try to peek through a little bit, but I think he did a really good job of just toning it down, you know, toning down what everybody expects out of Terry Crews. I don't know if that's how he is in real life or not, but
yeah, it wasn't an Old Spice commercial.
Right. But yeah, I was gonna say, I you know what, it kind of felt like. It felt like a B tier video game in some ways, you know, where it's got some really cool moments. You have some fun here and there getting through it, but ultimately it's just not put together well, you know. Like it's like a 50-cent game, not a 50-cent cost game, but a 50-cent blood on the sand kind of game.
Okay.
That's actually a good.
Just like a B tier, video game, and it's kind of a B tier movie, I guess. Oh, yeah. So yeah. I guess it does fit in the, you know, sort of in our oeuvre.
Yeah, but, I think with that analogy in mind,
I
was gonna say, like, with that analogy in mind, I would say that, like, part of the problem is that, like, you feel like you want to play and are going to be watching a B tier game, and then every once in a while, like, this, like, Last of Us super drama thing creeps in, and it just doesn't handle that particularly well. Like, it's sort of like, here's some heavy things, but we're just going to kind of be clumsy with them, and then get back to, like, the grindhousey B tier game thing you thought you were there for. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pretty much exactly. I saw some other folks rated it really highly on Letterboxd. I think Chuck, I think you gave it 4 stars.
I did. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It just hit me at the right time. I felt it. Like, it's messy. I mean, it's totally messy. Like, we found out last week, it's like a first time director, and that makes sense. It's like, yeah, you bit off a little bit more than you could chew with this, but you tried your best, and a lot of it is surprisingly focused, and then other parts of it are like just chaos.
Yeah, I'd like to see, you know, I'd like to see what that director does next, and maybe if they could tone it down a bit, you know, get or somebody maybe to correct. Yeah, either or I would take. But yeah, at least somebody to focus that vision a little bit more would be really nice. I should probably go back and listen to the cast to see what you guys said about it, but then I would want to record my reactions to everything that you guys said, and that just isn't unfeasible.
Do that this week, and then next week you can review our review.
No!
And then I'll watch it again.
2 weeks ago we were talking about that.
I'm not going down any of those roads.
Yeah. All right.
I'm on furlough again next week, so I'll have plenty of time. but I'm not spending it doing that.
Smart. Nobody's going to blame you.
What else have I watched recently? Nothing important except for, and I was really hoping Mackie would be here again. I'm best when I have somebody to riff off of. But What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show, is excellent right now. It is just pretty much firing on all cylinders. There's been one episode recently, and that was the Nick Kroll episode, which was a little bit weak because it was focused on Nick Kroll.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah. Sometimes he's really good. There are occasions when he plays a bit part in something that's really funny because they use him correctly. Like he was really good as the recurring character in Parks and Rec, the just shitty radio DJ.
Yes.
But he could play two sides, on that. And this is just him being everything you expect out of Nick Kroll. And it's kind of tiring, but
here's a, I don't know, maybe not controversial to anyone but him, but I feel like he only has two characters. He has this like sly, smarmy guy that's probably the closest to just him, actual, and then he's just like every other character is this like, I'm doing a thing and rah, like way too loud, and that's basically it. It's like there's the reserved like smarmy thing, and then it's just like everything else is just just doing this over the top, caricature of a person.
It's the douche. It's all the douche. Like every.
I'm doing a thing and rah.
I mean, that's not entirely wrong or inaccurate description of most of his characters. I mean, sometimes he puts on a wig and that's a lady, but doing the same voice.
So he has range.
Yeah, huge range.
Yeah.
A range of 2.
But so the Nick Kroll episode wasn't great. It was still funny because they do a bit with Matt Berry. And Matt Berry is just a national treasure. Not our nation's treasure, unfortunately.
Yeah, we can't claim him.
International treasure.
He's someone else's national treasure. Yeah, international treasure, Matt Berry. But they had a very Matt Berry focused episode. And you've probably seen the memes about it, but it's the Jackie Daytona episode, and it is absolutely fucking delightful. I cannot get enough of Matt Berry playing a guy who's trying to play another guy, but he's not very convincing as another person, but everybody else believes him. It's just magical to watch. And there was another episode where the energy vampire of the group gets a promotion at work and becomes super OP. And that is also a delightful episode. So big recommendation if you haven't been watching What We Do in the Shadows, season 1. And I'm not sure if they're done with season 2 yet, but all of season 2 so far, at least, is on Hulu.
Hulu. Okay. I was going to ask, what the hell thing is this on?
I mean, I think isn't that an FX show or something? Is that what it is? I feel like
might be. I'm not sure.
I feel like it might be FX. I feel like I might have seen like promos for it when watching like Always Sunny or something. But I just
may not be FX. It may be FXX.
Sure. Who knows how many X's there are?
So many X's.
Well, I'll take a transition. Speaking of delightful television things, I spoke briefly about, because it was just one of the many streaming things that got dumped at the entire thing just got dumped all at once. So that kind of doesn't really. I think people need to learn that like you will annoy some people by releasing good television content episodically on whatever streaming service, but it still creates that water cooler current discussion. That's for you, Chuck. But like there's something about like when The Mandalorian was coming out like one per week, like people were like, oh my god, that episode, da da da, I'm absorbing that episode, let's talk about it, let's figure out. And the other ones where they're just like, here's the whole series or the whole season, people are like, Yeah, you should watch that, and that's kind of like the end of this discussion because that's kind of like all you can retain from watching an entire season. But I talked about
Right.
I'm going to fuck it up. Mythic Quest, the game making show that just dropped on Apple TV. It's
Yep.
but they released another like bonus episode because I thought it was another one of those weird ones where they had a 9 episode season and it was done. So they just dropped an episode 10, like all done while in quarantine. So it's extremely topical. That like okay, so the one kind of one-off episode that's sandwiched in the middle of that show and this are like the most delightfully heartwarming things in an otherwise like let's kind of be dicks to each other, fart and dick jokes kind of thing, like not too fun, like the compass is a little off of Always Sunny. It's like no one's as terrible as like they are on there, but it's like it's still kind of that same formula. But then there's like these two like absolutely heartwarming episodes, like the quarantine one. There is a moment in it that is just amazing, and it's so bizarre because I like the one-off episode. I think you could just pick up that episode, watch it, and then never watch another episode of that show, and you would like lose nothing. It is literally so divorced from the main series, other than like a little tie-in, like kind of moment. It's like that episode is like where I want Star Wars to get one day, where we will just see a movie and like all it will have to do with anything like Skywalker, Darth Vader, Emperor, main character thing, it'll just be like, like that's it, and it moves on, and it's its own thing where it's just like, look, we're living in the same universe, like the Millennium Falcon just passed us by, like that's all. Like we're fucking done, like we're on to other adventures. Like that's what that episode is to that series, where it's just like there's a little connecting thread at the end where it's like, yeah, this has something to do with it. You didn't just watch a completely totally different thing for half an hour. But this other one is like very much determined on like understanding and knowing the characters and to come to the appreciation. Like this is a really good like actual proper season finale type of thing. So it's just, I thought it was interesting. Like obviously not planned, because I mean that whole show was dumped and finished long before the quarantine started. So I think they were just like, what do you think? I got an idea for an episode who's in. And they kind of got like the entire cast to do it.
We could do it from home.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So anyway.
Yeah,
like I said, it just
no doubt that's how that Parks and Rec special came about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was like they were specifically doing that for a charity too. Like that was like
sure, but it was just like, hey guys, I know we can't all get back together and do a Parks and Rec special, but
yeah, and I did watch that
what
too.
If you
by
didn't
the,
have to
by
leave
the
your
way.
house?
So I watched that too, and did I talk about last time that I watched that Kimmy Schmidt interactive thing? Did I?
No,
I didn't talk about it. Okay, I guess I'll just rattle off. So yes, if you're a fan of Parks and Rec, obviously it's not a proper episode, but that quarantine special thing still is worth watching, very much so. I think it's all on YouTube or somewhere. I mean, maybe I just pulled it up on Hulu. I don't know. It might have been Hulu. So many streaming things.
I think I saw that it's on YouTube now.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, absolutely watch that. I watched that, and I watched the community thing where they all got together and just redid a table read of one of their scripts.
Oh, right.
That was quite fun. And then there was like, while they had everybody together, they were doing like post-show Q&A stuff. So like, there's just some good content out there if you are a fan of Community, which I think we all are. So,
just confirm for me when I saw the screen grab of that Community thing, Chevy Chase was not there, correct?
Correct. They did a season. What would it have? Maybe 4 was where he started to leave.
He's already dead.
No, was 4 the gas leak season or yes?
5. What? No.
4. No, 4 was the gas leak episode because then he came back. They still got canceled. They did one more episode.
And then they were like, Yahoo will make it. And you're like, what?
Yeah. So they did a season 5, like episode. It was actually, I think it's the episode where Troy leaves. The one they did the table read was actually his funeral. That was Pierce's funeral, like with he gave everyone the freeze dried semen or whatever. Like, he presented every single person. Yeah, it was basically the will read, but and because who could they not get? There was somebody. Walton Goggins was like the will executor in that episode,
right?
And they couldn't get him, so they got Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian. Actually,
nice.
Just like,
Walton Goggins is big time in it now.
Yeah, no reason. I don't know if he was just what he was doing, but he's
not doing anything right now.
They got Donald Glover back, so I mean, like that. I mean, if anyone's big timing it, like. That was the one where it's like, oh shit, you got Donald Glover back to be on.
Yeah,
this.
I thought Donald Glover was never going to talk about Community again,
no,
especially after they killed him off screen on the crawl.
Yeah, but anyway, those are some weird retrospective, like, obviously they're not real episodes or whatever, but it's interesting content to be consumed if you were a fan of this thing. I really appreciate it because like both of those things are very much comfort food to people, and so like giving people another little morsel of whatever, or getting them interested in like, oh yeah, I could stand to do another run through of Community, in this time that I have all the time, stuck inside. Like I find these things, just very nice and charming, and they're fun. Like, I mean, I've enjoyed consuming that kind of content. So, and the Kimmy Schmidt thing, completely, totally unrelated, but that was obviously finished long before the quarantine because I still never did the Black Mirror Bandersnatch episode, the Choose Your Own Adventure thing. Well, you can't say that because copyright police, but that
interactive episode.
Determine your own path.
Pathways to fiction.
Yes.
Quick, copyright that, Chuck.
I'm glad I did the Kimmy
Mail
Schmidt.
it to yourself.
I'm glad I did the Kimmy Schmidt one first because I feel like it takes the proper amount of piss out of the entire experience. Like they bring back that stupid robot, I think from like the third season of Kimmy Schmidt. Like there was some dumb robot and it explains like the rules of like what to pick or we will pick for you and things like that. But it's fun because
is it the robot from the social media thing?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Like the one that has a very female voice, but it's friendly.
Yeah.
But like it kind of guides you on what to do, and then but most of these are like really fun because you can pick the absolute worst outcome, because that's the thing is like I don't know about the Bandersnatch thing because I haven't done it, but like that one I was led to believe it was truly just a choose your own adventure. Like there was like 16 different endings or something like that, like different outcomes or stuff. I don't know. Yeah. But this one was kind of like, and this is going to be super nerdy for people of a very certain generation and like us or me perhaps. There was a side series of books to choose your own adventure called Escape. And I don't know if anyone remembers these, but they were put out by the same thing, but these were basically like there was one ending and you had to like it was basically like a text adventure game. You had to make the right choices in order to get to the one ending. And like there were literally like, oh, you died, and obviously you do the keep your finger on the other page and go back thing. But it was like Choose Your Own Adventures had a whole bunch of different endings. Like end up on page 42 and you fell down a mine shaft, broke your leg, and died. Over here, you got off with curly gold and yeehaw. Like, I'm sure that was the City Slickers Choose Your Own Adventure, in case you weren't picking it up. Something's spooking the cows. Should you turn the coffee grinder off? But the escape books, like this Kimmy Schmidt thing was a lot more like one of those escape ones, because like there was a true ending, and then so like you could pick the most ridiculous choices, and someone would just come on screen and be like, no, and just back you up to like where you could make the other choice again. So there's some really funny ones because like it's basically about her finally confronting the Reverend who locked him in the bunker in the first place and all this stuff. It's kind of like it's like the true bookend to the series.
It's called Kimmy versus the Reverend, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's like the true like series is done as of now, like never coming back. So, but yeah, it's good. It's delightful. It's a lot of fun. Like I just think that whole aesthetic really works for that quasi gimmicky like thing. I don't know how many other things are going to want to produce content like that, but it's interesting. I mean, these visual game things are becoming popular again on the PC and stuff somehow. So who knows? Maybe like TV series will lean into this, produce interactive content that way. I don't know. Seems like a lot of extra work because you probably have to film like 3 times as much as you would normally have to film for an episode, plus putting it all together, and editing would take a whole lot longer, I'm sure. So who knows? It's still worth watching. Check it out. But it is very much like this is the end of the series, so don't just like jump to that if you've never watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Like at all, because like nothing will make sense. There will just be characters like, you know who this is, fucking move along. And so anyway, that's me. I'm done talking for now. Chuck, go.
Okay. I had a Memorial Day of watching television. I plowed through some
Congratulations.
shows. I finished. Thank you. I finished the 3rd season of Ozark on Netflix. That is a show that everyone needs to watch. You need to watch some Ozark.
Okay.
I'm here to tell you to fucking watch Ozark.
It's it's still going, right? There are going to be more seasons of Ozark.
Yes.
Okay. I've had multiple people tell me that I need to watch Ozark, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to wait until I'm not clamoring for the next episode. Um,
Mm, it's good at keeping names relevant so that you're not lost.
okay.
How is it going to jive with my anti Jason Bateman face stance? Because you know me, like I've reached
He
that
do-
point.
he doesn't do that poster face. He
Okay,
doesn't look at
good.
a cup of semen and make a face.
Well, I was pretty sure that wasn't going to happen, but like I said, once you've seen that he makes DreamWorks face a lot, it's hard to unsee it.
He's very good in this.
Okay.
It's a very dramatic role, and he's very good at it. Although it has touches of humor that work well. It's not Arrested Development style, jokes or anything, but he has enough running commentary on the absolute maddening bullshit that's happening around him to just be like, okay, I get it. You're a sarcastic guy, but also treat this shit seriously because you might die. So yeah, Ozark is good. You should watch Ozark. So after we finished Ozark, I was like, hey, I never saw that Mandalorian show. I should watch that, even though the whole fucking thing has been memed to death. But whatever. So I watched The Mandalorian.
Yay!
Uh-huh.
Well, what did you think?
Okay, first of all, the run times on those episodes are weird. Like, some of them are 45 minutes. Like, okay, this is a standard television show. And then some of them are 32 minutes. And you're like, what? You just didn't write an act? Like, you just skipped an act of this story? Like the first act will just be Mandalorian in space, gets a signal, goes to place. And now the second act begins. So that was a little weird, but it made it super easy to watch. You just plow through 8 episodes real quick. I liked it. I didn't have any problems with it. The only thing that mildly annoyed me about it was each episode having some sort of what felt like comedian stunt casting, and I was just like, what are they like mocking us with this? Like, I mean, every comedian who popped up ended up being really good at the role they were given, but it just seemed weird. Like, oh, why is Amy Sedaris here? Why is Bill Burr here? What the hell? What are they doing? Like, this casting is just insane. Why are they doing this?
I think they just let a bunch of people who really wanted to be in Star Wars be in a Star Wars
And
thing.
that's what I figured. It felt like hey, do you want to come do a Star Wars thing? The only thing that felt off to me about it was that there weren't enough British people because they filmed most of it in Pinewood and stuff like that. It was just like, where are the British people? I need more Brits doing things. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel the fan service stuff didn't feel pandering. Like when they go back to Tatooine, it was just like, oh, they're here now. It wasn't just like, oh, Tatooine. Oh my god! It was just like, yep, Tatooine. They did.
Yeah, it feels like
stuff
they went to Tatooine because that was the right place to go.
Yeah.
You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. So yeah, of course, the bounty hunters and all the dickheads are going to be there. So
yeah, I like Clancy Brown in that one episode. He was real good as the weird devil guy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's it quality production for a television show, basically. They certainly put some money into it. I kind of wish that that Giancarlo Esposito had gotten a little bit more time instead of just showing up like at the end of episode 7, like, haha, I'm the big bad, and then episode 8 is just like, yeah, okay.
Well, I feel like they were
obviously
doing,
there's going to be more.
Yeah,
but
I feel like they were
didn't
doing
he
the
get
thing.
like the?
Oh, I felt like they were trying to do like the Batman thing, like the Nolan Batman thing, where it's like, hey, let make the first season pretty much about the hero and his random adventures, and then like second season's like, all right, time for some big bad villain, like real big bad villain, not just Werner Herzog, like I am Vass as a baby.
yes. Yeah.
But didn't Giancarlo Esposito get the last shot?
Oh yeah.
or one of the last shots of the
Yeah,
season.
I mean, it's not that he's gone. It's just
Well, yeah, and I mean,
I wanted more of him.
I mean,
Like when
You're going to get him. I'm sure you're going to get
sure. Yeah,
plenty of him next season.
be totally fine with me. I thought I would hate that scene where it's at the beginning of the last episode where Jason Sudeikis and whoever the other guy are the land speeder stormtroopers, and they can't shoot the rock, and they're just bad. They're terrible stormtroopers. I thought when that scene started, I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible fan service bullshit. You know,
and you were right.
Kevin Smith. I thought it was fine. I thought by the end of it, it was just like, okay, this didn't feel stupid enough to bother me. The two of them not being able to shoot that rock that was 4 feet in front of them was just like, yeah, all right, you guys suck. You're terrible. Yeah, I Nick Nolte's interesting casting choice, or was. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for The Mandalorian. We have started watching that show Hunters on Amazon. The
Al Pacino,
Nazi
Hunter thing,
the hunting Nazi show. Man, that's a show. I don't know if there's a lot of good in that show, and there's a lot of we think we're being clever and they're fucking it up kinds of things. I at this point don't know how to explain it better than that. It's just the first episode's really strong, and then the second episode thinks it's a Tarantino movie, and you're just like, you're not, though. Don't do this. And it doesn't stop doing it. And I hope the rest of the show doesn't keep doing that. So.
Yeah. That, like many other things, is something I keep meaning to at least try because I've heard such mixed reactions to it.
It's weird because like the first episode, you'll be like, fuck yeah, let's do this. And then the second episode, you're like, I don't know if I want to do this. So yeah, I mean, I'll keep going. It's a Al Pacino hunts Nazis show. So that's pretty good. That's the extent of my television viewing aside from today's adventures. So.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of up to that just because I think it's time to talk about the HBO Max thing, right? Because I mean, it's kind of a big movie deal, right? I mean, it's another pretty big streaming service thing. But yeah, we've kind of browsed through the catalog, and I've played a movie in its entirety on there just to see what the experience was like. I actually made that my Project AM movie. They had the original Police Story on there, and I was just thinking it was probably a better rip than what I had, and I was right because it's a really pristine copy that's on there.
It's the Criterion one.
Yeah, so that's what I watched this morning for my Project AM. I mean, I rewatched it, so. But yeah, I don't think I ever really, only because I've now watched it twice. I just quick opinions on Police Story. That is a weird movie because like. In a lot of ways, it set the blueprint for like Jackie Chan movies because I feel like that's probably the first one that was like, all right, we're gonna do some crazy fucking stunts, like, you know, not just like good fight choreography. Like this is where we're going to like do some crazy like breakthrough. Like there was so much broken glass in that movie, like it's insane. But
yeah, that's the one where they drive through the shanty town, right?
Yes, that's like the opening scene, and then like the end of it's just wrecking this mall.
The mall.
Yeah. Just so many glass displays. You're like, well, how's someone going to get it thrown through that one? But like tonally, that movie is so very strange. And I think it got talked about when that set came out. But yeah. Like there's some, the second act of that movie is kind of a fucking mess. And it's a shame because like there is such spectacular action going on in that movie. And I'm glad that series like course corrected to what it needed to be. Cause like that movie goes some weird places. Like when he flips out and just like, is at the end of his rope and takes the police captain hostage and shit. It's like, there's no way this is going to end well for you, buddy.
like what are we doing here?
Yeah, like this is a very weird turn for your hero to be taking. But anyway, it's still awesome. Yeah. And like, holy God, like just some of the stunts in that final sequence. I mean, the whole damn movie, but really that final sequence is just like, good God, like that was one of those ones like the outtakes or re-showing the stunt thing wasn't really like they hadn't really done like started doing the outtakes. I mean, it was show a couple of people got injured on whatever thing or like how this went bad or everybody running over and like, oh, flip the car over. But like most of it was just like, no, watch this thing we showed you, but like in extra super duper slow motion to watch like this guy
sliding
like
down the electrical,
or just like this guy like the one of the guys that like flies out of the front of the bus when it comes to a stop, just like the header he takes, like literal header he takes on the ground. It's just like, God damn, like that man's neck is broken. He had a family.
Pretty sure people died during the making of Police Story.
Yeah, but anyway, like,
is this the one with the cake? Like his girlfriend is trying to make him a cake or something.
Well,
this one.
It's like she's having a surprise party and he brings the witness home.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
happy birthday. What? Who is she? Like immediately, like no words exchanged, just cake in the face. It's like, wow, like wonderful relationship you have there.
Yeah, just instant jump to conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, I mean that's just what I sampled on HBO Max today. But
let me ask you: did it give you options for audio?
It didn't like prompt me or anything. But I think when I did the scroll down thing, like bring up the audio options, all it said, I think it said the English language track for audio, and it was not. So. But no, I don't think there was a dub of it. Is there a dub of that one? I'm sure there is
on the Blu-ray. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure there has to be. I mean,
yeah,
there's dubs of like things that made like 10 cents versus the millions of dollars that thing made. But but yeah, no, I mean just browsing through the library, like there's a lot of stuff. I mean, some of it's like awful, like some of it's like really weird because like. I still wish there was some way that you could just go and say, like I'm not trying to be prejudiced or anything like that, but there like HBO really got into like a lot of Spanish language programming that is not for me, like a lot of it, like and HBO's
all their apps have had this problem,
right? And it's just sort of like, can I just filter that, or can you please, I don't want to I don't necessarily want to segregate it over to another category, but it's just like I'm sure like people that are looking for Spanish language programming primarily would be happy to have it in one place too and not scroll through all the things to find the other stuff. I don't know. It's just it's a strange thing. Or this seems to be all about customization and like your profile seems to be very weigh pretty heavily, and it sounds like they're putting a lot of focus on like good bookmarking and things like that. If you stop watching something and going back and not fucking it up and going to the wrong 20 minutes for where you actually stopped and things like that. So. Maybe some customization things like that would be like, let's just take off the HBO Latino section altogether because it's like there's a whole bunch of like drama things that are just straight up like they didn't make them, they just imported them basically. Like we'll show them, like just be a distributor.
I mean, I think I'm of the same opinion, and don't get us wrong, we're not saying get that Latino content out of my HBO.
Not at all. Like I said, it's just like when you go A to Z movies and it's just like, all right, there's 3 pages of like, some film series that like there's 18 parts. It's just this drama series of like, it's basically like a telenovela in film form where it's just like plays out over 20 something movies or some shit.
They definitely need better organization and better
they do.
Filtering options and, maybe more collections instead of, like 5 or 6 channels. And then A to Z.
Right. Well, they don't. We were talking about this on the day it launched, so this could be different by Friday for all we know.
Yeah.
But like one of the, and this is not specifically relevant to me, but it's just something I noticed. So they were touting that they were going to have TNT content in this, which they do. They have a bunch of the TNT shows in there, like The Closer is in there, and a bunch of these shows that no one ever watched because they were on TNT. But I'm kind of interested to see all those in one place. Like, what of these shows should I maybe sample or check out? And they are just in there. They are just part of it. And you basically have to scroll through. And I know on the Apple TV version, it tells you like what content is HBO content. And if there's no HBO thing under it, that means it's something else.
Right.
But it doesn't say what.
Yeah, it doesn't say. That's what's really funny is like you're going through the A to Z movie section and you'll just have something like, I mean, I'm trying to think of like, this is going to make sense because I cannot make my brain think of something alphabetically, but it'll be like, here's Todd Browning's Freaks next to like a copy of Airheads. Like it's very like it's just such this strange thing because it's like here's just whatever rotating catalog of movies is on HBO this month or 2 months or 3 months or however long they show them for, but it's like it's just really weird to see like a direct-to-video sequel to Dunstan Checks In next to like fucking Casablanca. It's just like that's so fucking weird. Like because that's the other weird thing is like you'll just be scrolling through there and it's like, oh look, they have the Sandlot too. Oh, but not the Sandlot. Like just because it's like whatever random.
The Sandlot has already moved over to Disney Plus,
right?
But
yeah,
and there's a lot of Disney content on here. It's weird how I don't understand how licenses work anymore. But like all the Mighty Ducks movies are on here, and there's a bunch of the Buddies movies. Right here.
Yeah, at least 2 Buddies movies.
Yeah.
I assume like the having a sequel but not having the original. I that's got to be like part of the insane world of streaming rights that we live in right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is that,
Well,
like,
they signed a contract for a package, and
Yeah.
those rights don't expire until like 2023 or whatever.
Yeah, like I said, it's catalog filler for like what was HBO Go and now. It's just like we got to have movies in there to like. Not that like it's weird because like Netflix sort of changed the game, and it's strange because their price is just continually rising now. But like they changed the game because like back in the day we didn't think anything about paying $40 a month for HBO, and like you got HBO, like not HBO 2, 3, Eastern, Western version, like comedy, like all the like now you get like 15 HBO channels if you just subscribe to it on television, and it's still only like $15 a month now. But it used to be like $40, and then it was like, well, all right, $15 that you were paying will just get you access to whatever. You don't have to wait for it to be on. It's just like, here's this weird, wacky back catalog of movies that are just anything that may be showing on any one of the HBO channels from now until June or whatever. It's just like, they're all in there. That's why you get this, like, we have Milo and Otis 3 because it was on fucking HBO Family one time because it just fucking showed one day. So it's like it's in there and not the other ones. Like there are 10 fucking Land Before Time movies in that list. I didn't know they made it to 10.
There's more than that exists,
Jesus.
actually.
But
the HBO only has 10.
But like I said, it is very strange because now you're mixing in like you've now got the Criterion Collection. You've got like I guess all those Godzilla movies fall into that too, but you've got a lot of other like collection. They're just general Warner Brothers classics collection type stuff too. So
there's a curated Turner Classic Movies section. The weird thing is that there's not just a like click on the Warner Brothers logo for the Warner Brothers catalog.
Right. I'm sure it's coming. Yeah.
I would hope so, and also it's weird. I was looking through a list of like the movies that HBO has produced, not like recently, but over time. None of them are there. HBO produced Three Amigos.
Yeah.
That was an HBO production, even though it was a theatrical movie. They fronted the money for it. That's why is Three Amigos not on HBO Max?
Yeah.
Because they're selling it on YouTube. Or whatever. I think it's
yes.
YouTube. Yeah.
So here's a little side rant, and think about this. Like, here's the thing that's really confusing to me, and I keep hearing rumors that it's coming, but Google, who is ostensibly about open source, like we're going to develop this and then you figure out what to do with thing, right? That's what that's what I mean. The assistant is much
Not
more
anymore.
Well, I mean, the assistant is much more open than like Siri or Alexa, or I mean, Alexa's pretty open too, but like Siri's pretty open to like, not pretty open to like, working with third party apps all the time. I mean, it's a hassle, and it's Google Assistant a lot easier to integrate. So what I don't understand is like, why doesn't Google have something that's like, why isn't the Chromecast closer to the Apple TV? Why is it not a standalone box with like some brains in it? Because think about an HBO or, HBO Max or any other one of these things on there where you could say like, okay, open this app, show me comedies from the 1980s. Like contextual search, just like that. And it's like, here you go. Just narrow down, that quick. Just, like you can do that. Like that infrastructure is okay on the Apple TV, but it just doesn't work with any fucking apps. You can't like, do anything like into a lot of apps. So they're just like, oh, I might find the movie and I might know that you can play it on the Stars app or the HBO app or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it parses Netflix, for example.
Right.
Which
sometimes like it's weird. Like if it's a real big thing, it will. Like if it's, I guess if enough people search for it, it's just like, yeah, we know it's in Netflix. We'll just, You know, like if you say like I
Fine.
I want to watch Tiger King, it's like, yeah, fuck, it's in Netflix, just go. like
Go there.
yeah, just we know it's big. Like I did it for something like the Spencer movie. Like when that was pretty new, I was like, I couldn't remember the name. I was like, Spencer for Hire, and then it was like, did you mean Spencer Confidential on Netflix? I was like, yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. That's
yeah. I noticed too. It's weird, and this was probably like this is an HBO thing, but this new app launches. Here it is. The 27th of May, and there are movies that expire in 3 days.
Really?
Yes. It's like, wait, what? It's like this. I got this thing, and now I've got a marathon through. And it's weird stuff. It's like Batman Forever expires in 3 days, which on one hand,
but not the other ones.
Yeah, it's like on one hand, fine, I don't care, let it go. But
also,
but
why?
also that's a Warner Brothers movie. Where's it going? So I don't know if that was maybe like this is an HBO contract that's expiring, and now it becomes part of the Warner catalog or whatever. But
probably.
It was just weird to log in this morning and see like Last Chance. It's like, what? Bitch, you launched 8 hours ago.
Like I said, we get absolutely no money for any of these people. We don't care. I mean, we care only because we want them to work and function as intended. And like the thing is like, to me, Disney is the closest to getting it, of the bunch, because I mean, they really feel like it was just like, if we have it and it's not loaned out to somebody, basically put it in the fucking library, and other than the stuff that we're like, we absolutely will not fucking put some disclaimers and show certain movies on there, or shorts or whatever, like I kind of wish they would just do that, but I get it, it's Disney and they got to be protective, but like they seem to be the closest to getting it, other than like, again, Disney just trying to out sanitize everything. Like I know it's not a big deal, but like, if you're going to do editing, like the splash edit thing, it was just so fucking stupid. It was like, that's such a boneheaded thing. It's like, nobody gives a shit about asses, like ever, like never has. Like, I mean, like turn on fucking Nickelodeon any fucking day of the week. Cartoon people are always like, look, ass. I'm like, it's not bare ass, but it's just like, there is an outline of an ass. It is clearly an ass. Like nobody cares about asses. Like, I mean, seeing a bare ass is not like, oh my God, the devil is in that anus. It's just nobody fucking cares about seeing asses. Like really, like we don't like. We all know what asses look like, We all have like, it's the one body part. It's like, it's the same. I mean, like hopefully they're shaped different, but I'm saying like ass is an ass is an ass. Like everybody's ass looks the same,
Right. We had an entire year dedicated to doing stuff to it.
Right. And then look what happened.
Well,
I don't know.
Things were already going to shit, so we had a year dedicated to the ass, and it just...
Yeah, I just hope, like I said, I hope that they don't like get the fundamentals of availability correct and then fuck it up by like nannying everything. It's just like, don't, like, we adults are the one paying the bills, like
HBO's not going to have that problem.
No, absolutely
not.
They're
going to be digitally inserting dicks in everything.
just be like
floppy dicks and everything. HBO's like, man, if this doesn't have a dick in it, we shouldn't put it on the air.
Man, that new season of Sesame Street is raw. It's a weird choice for it to go over at HBO.
But like, just their organizational stuff drives me crazy. Just scanning through it, like, first I went through the action movies, and I was like, because I figured like we would do a dive in this at some point, and there's really not a lot of Bamfcasty stuff in there. I'm gonna wait till June 1st hits and see if they replenish the catalog, but. Like, I noticed, like, Stakeout was there, and I was like, oh, but they couldn't get the rights to another Stakeout? They did, but another Stakeout is in the comedy section, and Stakeout is this is like Back to the Video Store again, where the manager's a dumbass and doesn't know how to put movies where they need to go.
Chuck, I do believe the first one would be qualified as an action movie. This is much like Alien versus Aliens. And now in your video store, they'd be next to each other. My video store, Alien would be in the horror section, and Aliens would be in the action section.
Well, in my video store, horror and sci-fi were the same section, sir.
Yeah, but that doesn't account for action movies.
Anyway, put another Stakeout after Stakeout.
Okay. But
.org.
I mean, genre searching is always suspect. I mean, at least, I mean, Netflix went the wrong way. They're just like, we're going to show you the same movie 18 times. It has every genre marked on it. It's the most crowd pleasing movie of all time. Like, you want to see
like movies made in 2010 that take place in 1980 that feature 3 blondes?
Yeah. You want dark cult comedies? Yeah, this is in that category too.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, stand-up specials? Also this movie.
Because the person talks for 30 seconds uninterrupted about what's bothering them in their life.
Yeah. Stand up. Yeah.
Also, their gay next door neighbor rolled by for like 3 seconds and said hi, and so it's in the LGBTQ section too.
Yep.
Yeah. Just literally, that's what Netflix does. It's like, what genre can we slap on this one too?
Yes. Tag everything with all the tags.
We want this showing. We want nothing but this movie showing up every single blade that you go down on our app.
Yeah. I enjoy that, like, the first few things that HBO Max was surfacing to you, like, hey, check out our movie collections, like all the Critters movies. Like, wait, what? That's what you're leading with? All the Critters movies?
It knows you already, Chuck.
Of which one is good?
Which one?
One from the director of The Chaperone.
Yeah, but which one?
One. The first one.
Oh.
Critters.
I thought the first one was just called Critter.
Space soda.
Yeah.
I thought the first one was Critter, and then there's Critters.
No.
And then there's Critter 3.
It's not like Aliens.
And
It
then
starts with-
Critter,
they were-
Critters Resurrection.
Critter Resurrection.
Many critters, and then Critters is
Critters versus Chud.
Yes.
And Critters versus Chud. Requiem. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, one thing that these services have started doing to box art, especially for long running series that you can't figure out which one is which, like the Transformers movies. It's like, man, I don't know which one Dark of the Moon is.
The shitty one.
So they just put a giant 3 on the box art, so you know. So they did that to the Harry Potter movies.
Oh no, I guess Revenge of the Fallen is the really shitty one then. That's
Yeah,
the second one.
that's the second one. But so they did that to the Harry Potter movies, and you would think that the Deathly Hallows Part 2 would have an 8 on it, but no, Part 1 and Part 2 both have a 7 on it. It's like, come on. Just basic. There's just, look, I have been managing a Plex server for a while. I have got my my organizational skills down pat. I just want to reach into HBO Max and just let me move the things around. Let me
let me fix your metadata, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Please.
Do you even metadata? I mean, come on. What, you don't even know how to tag, do you?
Yeah. So I asked them for a job today. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a fuck ton of content on there. So we'll see how this thing goes.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't know is I can't think of anything like originals that's supposed to be coming to this thing where I'm like, oh yeah, that.
Arliss.
Man.
Wasn't that an HBO original? Arliss?
I just love it. Like you basically hit Chuck's fucking trigger word there. he's just like
Arliss, eat shit.
That's shit with a dollar sign, by the way.
$2 signs, I believe. It's funny because Jens will go to bat for Arliss. He just, I don't know why. I'll go into the Discord later and just randomly say Arliss sucks, and then Jens will magically appear and go, wait, hold on. Let's talk about this.
It's just love for his fellow countryman, Robert Wool.
Robert Wool.
What was that other one?
Dream On.
Dream On, yes. Yeah.
You know, Brian Benben from
Yes.
I Come in Peace.
Right. That show is not on HBO Max.
Wait, it's not?
Why not? June 1st.
No, I want to say that was a show where half the dialogue was made up from clips from other movies. Like it was a Greek chorus of film clips throughout every episode, and probably the rights issues have prevented Brian Benben from appearing on my television screen.
What a shame.
Which is a damn shame.
But Mr. Show's on there in its entirety. You should watch that.
Yep. So is Tenacious D.
Yep.
So
What about
one at a time, Chuck?
Yeah.
I know What About Bob is on there,
Yep.
but Taxi Cab Confessions 2
No, none of that
through
weird
19.
that weird early 90s bullshit that HBO was doing where it was just like
Yeah.
world's worst gross out work videos. It's like, here's Jim, he's pissing in someone's coffee pot. Eh. It was might as well have been HBO's Faces of Death, the kind of bullshit, the just awful bullshit they were doing. None
Well,
of
they
that
also
stuff
had
is on there.
that Real Sex series,
Yeah.
didn't they? That was
Yeah.
HBO.
That was
Yeah.
HBO.
That went on for like 9,000 episodes.
Mm-hmm. They just visited every brothel in the world.
Yeah.
Just like, so tell us what it's like to get fucked.
So tell me about your odd fetish there, tall German woman.
Right.
Uh,
I like alles.
It puts the wool on. It's like a cross between like a like yiffing and just watching Arliss. Like you
yeah,
put wool
exactly.
on and then watch the wool.
Those words have never been put together. It's a cross between yiffing and watching Arliss.
That's we're making magic here, folks.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Stringing together phrases
We're
I've
the-
never been said in the history of
We're the
humanity.
bad magic fiend.
Man, that's our new tagline. It's like a cross between yiffing and watching Arliss. Man, fantastic.
I couldn't think of what they're fucking furries. I couldn't think of what the basic fucking word was. Yiffing came to my brain faster than fucking furries. That's awful. And I just watched a fucking furry Christmas movie a couple weeks ago.
Is it like a very furry Christmas or?
No, that's
You
a
watch
very
Pottersville.
yeah. I watched Pottersville,
Yeah, all right.
which has nothing to do with Harry Potter or Monica
No.
Potter or any other Potters I can think of. Can't think of.
Pottery Barn.
Pottery Barn. No, there's no Pottery Barn.
Anyway, I could rant about HBO Max for another hour, but it's new and I'm gonna be nice.
I wasn't. I didn't want to like rant. I actually just, like I said, I'm actually surprised because I've seen some of these things not go so well that it obviously because
seems fine.
it was
Yeah.
mostly just a jump from like take the now technology and make it Max and change the icons and
Yeah.
put some cornflower blue up there in the icons and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's blue now. That's nice.
That's purple for me because I
okay.
made that my color when I picked my
Oh right, yeah. You
profile.
don't get to choose a picture. You choose the color of your ring.
That's so dumb. It even said choose a photo or a
Yeah.
picture. I was like, something
Are
must
they
not
not
be loading.
loading?
Yeah.
It's probably just like Disney Plus. The avatars didn't work the first few days, and all of a sudden,
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
they
look
did
at all the
not.
avatars. And look, now there's more avatars.
Yeah.
So many avatars. You can get avatars of Avatar.
Right? Because that's on Disney Plus, probably.
Jake Sully. Yeah, I think that's it. That's what we've pretty much
Yeah.
watched and done for the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, final verdict. If you need HBO service, go for it. I mean, the other stuff's kind of like a cool plus. It's weird to me that this our year of our Lord 2020, we're still fighting over the rights to fucking Friends for streaming. 'Cause that is so bizarre. Like
Yeah.
I get it. Like I mean, Friends is a great thing to put on the background. I am not dismissing Friends as an entertainment, but like. Fucking buy a DVD and rip this shit. If you're just like need Friends on fucking constant repeat, like, I don't know. It's just
People go where
it's
the
a
friends
weird.
are.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I just think it's weird that people are like subscribing to Netflix for like $12 a month, and it's like, how long would it take to buy the complete series on like iTunes or Amazon or something? Like and then you just have it forever, and you can when it's done, you hit play again. And
People's minds have just broken over streaming stuff. I see it happen in my household every day of just like, but this is streaming here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's annoying when they do something like pull Doctor Who off of something until like for 6 months until it goes on to something else. Like that's a boneheaded move, but
Yes.
like that's a bad example of it. But like I said, it's like this is a show that's been off the air for how long? Going on 20 years? Like I was early 2000s. I think it wrapped up. So so it's just like you can get it all easily. it's just there.
You can get it all.
I mean, like I said, it's nice that it's in a place, but the Criterion stuff is nice and things like that. I hope it will drive people to watch some classics that they missed. I mean, there's Citizen Kane, Casablanca, Maltese Falcon, I think was on there. Like, there's a bunch of like things you should have seen. I think Third Man, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm saying there's like a lot of stuff like that. It's like fill in some like Criterion / AFI / whatever, just all general best of all time movie list type things. It's nice to have a place for them to all live for now.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, if HBO ever makes another gotta watch show like Game of Thrones, you'll be in for it. I mean, they have plenty of content if you haven't consumed all their other fantastic shows. And
they do. Yeah. Like Arliss.
Good old Arliss. Everybody loves Arliss.
Oh, and that somebody mentioned the Andre the Giant thing that we kind of didn't even know about that was made by the Last Dance guy. That was very clearly showed up. Like I was like, oh, there's that is add to list. So I will watch that. I just haven't yet because it just launched today.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, contact information. BJ, that's your bag usually.
It is. So I guess I shall do it. bmfcast.com is the website. bmf@bmfcast.com is the email address. And 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. That is the Bamfcast hotline, the Garfield phone, which is still sitting in the studio, ready to take your calls at any moment. So get on it. Also check out our Patreon, patreon.com/BMFcast. Since like 9/5 of us are out of work during this quarantine, you can help us even more, like pay some of the bills right now. If you are able, if you, like us, are unemployed by a greater number than actually exists, then please
donate to teachbjhowmathworks.com.
Yeah, we need to get BJ's math SAT scores up here.
Donate to Khan Academy so I can finally figure out what it is and go there and learn some math.
Yeah. And it'll be like 1, 2, Khan.
Yeah. But no, if seriously, like if it never feel bad if you are going through some sort of financial hardship and you have to either drop or lower your support to us because
we get it.
Yeah, we get it.
Absolutely.
We all get it. I think Harlow is the only one who has managed to stay employed throughout this endeavor, and he's the one that I always vote most likely to leave his job at a moment's notice. So
nothing makes sense, man. Nothing makes sense.
But yeah, so I've been on furlough. Next week is hopefully my last week of furlough. Chuck is on some sort of weird furlough. Mackie got fired because the world sucks. So we get it. If you're having financial hardships, please don't be embarrassed or think that we need it more than you, because we're entertainment.
We just like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
we wouldn't even like it more than you would like it probably if you're in some sort of financial hardship. So
if you're having money problems, we feel bad for you, son. If you got $99, don't give the Bamcast one.
Yeah, right, give us 99.
But also, if you really desire to send us money, like if you're one of the people that's a billionaire and experienced a financial windfall for some reason during this, get in contact with us because we have other ways of taking your cash. Operators are standing by.
This is true.
But that's all. That's all I've got.
Keep standing by. Keep quiet. All right. Sorry. They were getting vocal there for a minute.
I just told them to stand by.
Yeah.
Both of your operators.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And for Mackie, this is Bamfcast out. Bye, motherfuckers, and stay safe.
Wear a
Or
mask.
else wear a mask. I am pressing stop now.
I will stop also.
Shall I take us off the line or not?
Does anyone have any banter to do?
I mean, this is bantering now, isn't it? Are
I
you
don't
sure
know.
we were on episode 8, by the way?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
I'm going to number mine correctly this time. Yes. I have saved my file.
Yes, correct. I have confirmed it is episode 8. How exciting.
Export as wave. A wave file.
A wave of file.
A wave file.
A wave file.
A wave filet. We're so stupid.
We pretty much are, yeah.
Muy stupido.
A wave of file.
A wave.
My wave.
My wife.
My wife.
It's so dumb.
Pretty dumb.
Yeah. It's like an og vorbish.
What?
It's like an og vorbish.
Oh.
Oh, lossless. It's FLAC file. It's like an og vorbish.
What is wrong with us?
Yeah.
So much.
Added that in Audacity. Added the og vorbish in Audacity.
I'm going to post something in the Discord now just to see how long it takes.
Oh, how long? What takes?
Oh, you're gonna post one of those. Okay.
What, like og vorbish?
No.
He's gonna post something about Arliss.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh dear God, no.
Is that a
Wow,
dog?
holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
My
wait,
dog is here again.
there's typing
Hi,
happening
dog.
like Rado. There you go, Chuck. It was like 5 seconds. You must have you must have an alert set up. There's got to be an alert set up, or he's he's listening, and then he was just like waiting.
Literally the same minute. This is out of the blue, and of course utterly wrong. Says Jens.
Thank goodness I set up those Google alerts. Wait, no, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not Norwegian. I went a little too
Chuck must
high.
know immediately that his idea is
Yeah.
wrong.
I went a little too high. It's way up there in the Alps. What the fuck is wrong with me? Fuck is wrong with me? Fucking stupid.
Man, just like the fucking bat signal.
Wow.
Hey, dog,
Yes,
shut up.
I feel that somebody has spoken ill of Alice. Alice. Alice is the best show.
$2 signs up in the sky.
Yes. Well, this is out of the blue.
And of course utterly wrong.
Why do our terrible accents amuse us so much? Because we all long to be vaudevillians. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
We were just like, fuck, we were born in the wrong time.
I've hung out with Jens in
know.
person enough to know that I like.
That he doesn't care about our terrible accents.
Well, yes, but also to like know that my accent is so incredibly wrong. And I knew that when I first started it. I just thought it was funny, but it just gets funnier the more I do it. To me,
very good. Yeah. What are you doing?
I was chasing my cursor.
oh, we can't see your cursor.
Well, you
see your
can't?
cursor.
No,
Oh, that's not
maybe
fun.
the people on the internet can, but we
Yeah,
can't see it.
you're doing a bit for the live stream, so that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
But we're looking at you like a fucking idiot.
I was chasing my cursor like a cat. Like a cat. That's why they call me Whiskers.
Whiskers.
Hey, Kyle.
Oh, hey,
Guess
Kyle.
what, Kyle? It's the end of the cast.
We're done, Kyle.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, we were just bantering towards the end, showing off our
talking about Jens.
our sweet impersonation skills.
Yeah. Good times.
It's like Jens is in the room.
It's like he's right there with you. Hi. Look at me consume this hamburger.
Burgware.
Burger.
He's a burgware.
I don't know. What does a Berg wear?
Dressing.
Dog. Stop woofing at me.
Also, Fiexons.
And an egg.
Maybe an egg, yes.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't had a hamburger with an egg in so long. I should have made one at home, but
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of cooking for myself.
Yeah.
I've had outside food twice this week.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Every once in a while, like I stop at whoa.
Shut up.
Ordering just for yourself,
Bring the dog in.
you really start to
Try.
go like, man,
This
Grubhub,
dog.
not worth it. Like, I mean, those kind of things, like when you're just ordering food for yourself, like every once in a while, it's like, it's fine. But then, like, next thing you know, it's like, that cost me fucking $30 to get a $10-$12 meal, like when all was said and done with taxes and fees and everything and tips. And it was like, Jesus.
Well,
Or I was
Uber
ordering
Eats.
some shit I didn't need because I was trying to get it to a minimum or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, look at the puppy.
Hey, he's a puppy.
Look at the puppy.
Look at that puppy.
Look if you're on the
Did
internet.
the puppy just get a haircut?
Not that long ago.
Okay. It's very
Turn off this
cute.
background so everyone can see you.
Look at that puppy.
Ooh, oh, that's right. Smell that microphone. There you go.
Oh. He's so cute. Say hello.
Say hi, dog.
Hi, puppy.
Oh, now you want to get out of here?
Yep.
You don't want to be on TV?
Some of that shit.
Are we turning off our virtual backgrounds for a second?
I just thought I'd take you back to the beige void.
Hi. Okay. You want to leave
This is
now?
what it looks like in my house.
Well, this is what it sounds like when doves cry.
my-
Panda, panda.
Big panda. I kind of like him just peeking up over the thing there.
Is that there to keep you in charge of the pandemic?
Yeah.
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 No, it was a gift from a friend several years ago. I had there's a kind of bougie toy store over in Avondale, and we were in there shopping for a friend's child's birthday. And I was like, "Oh, check out that huge panda. That's awesome. I love that thing." And apparently they had a huge blowout sale, and so they went back and grabbed that for me. It's very sweet. Because that thing's normally very, very expensive. But it was on like a mega sale.
Some people are known to get bamboozled.
Yeah. It's one of those Melissa and Doug stuffed animals, and those things are expensive.
Oh. Are those the people with like 17 kids?
I don't think so. No, they're not the Duggars.
Oh. Oh, and Doug. Okay.
Melissa and Doug, not
Oh, okay.
Melissa and Doug.
All right, my dog is telling me someone fell in the well, so I gotta go.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Send me your file.
I already done. I've already checked my file. Okay, internet. Thanks for hanging out, Kyle. Yes, I don't remember what your voice sounds like because we played for like a couple hours. And I still miss you to this day.
Who are you talking to? I've been
I was
here.
talking to Kyle.
Oh, okay. All right.
Kyle in the chat.
Bye. Bye, live stream.
Bye. Okay, see you later.